This video is sponsored by World of Warships. Hey everyone, it's FLAK. Wargaming.net wanted me to tell you about World of Warships. They wanted me to showcase the massive battles, huge fleet of warships you can command, and the recruitment station contest where you can unlock in-game rewards and even get paid to invite your friends to play. Recruiters can get $20 per qualifying recruit, plus $50 and $100 bonus rewards for getting 3 and 5 qualifying recruits. I said, I want to make a cool documentary about the top 5 cursed ships in World of Warships. They said, okay, as long as you mention after your first battle as a recruit, you'll win a Tier 2 cruiser Diana and a 7 days premium account to start the game. Plus, as soon as you play a battle with a researchable Tier 6 warship, you'll get other rewards, like the Tier 6 battleship HMS Warship, a 7 days premium account, 5 million credits, and much more. I said, okay. So, big thanks to World of Warships for sponsoring this video. Make sure to check out the link in the video description to get started. That said, let's check out the top 5 cursed ships in World of Warships. Now, these aren't actually cursed in the supernatural sense of the word, but they all had some extremely bad luck or some unfortunate fate. Number 5 on the list here is the USS Arizona. This Pennsylvania-class battleship was one of just 2 super dreadnoughts built for the United States prior to World War II. Construction started in 1914, and she was completed in 1916. Now, despite being built for wartime, the Arizona never got a chance to fire her 12 massive 14-inch guns in anger. The reason why, of course, went down in infamy. On December 7, 1941, the Japanese attacked the U.S. base at Pearl Harbor. Over a dozen ships were damaged or sunk, and the fate of the Arizona has become one of the most recognizable images of the attack. Japanese bombs struck the forward magazine of the ship, causing a detonation that effectively tore the ship in half. Over 1,100 crewmen lost their lives as the result of the explosion, which left Arizona in a shallow grave. Ironically, despite her fate, Arizona would in some way come back to haunt those who had attacked her. 3 of her 14-inch guns were pulled from the wreck and installed on the battleship USS Nevada. These were actually fired against the Japanese in 1945 at the battles of Okinawa and Iwo Jima. Today, the Arizona lies where she fell as a memorial, but you can still see her detailed in all her glory in World of Warships. Number 4 is the German heavy cruiser Blujo. While not available by name in World of Warships, you can take the wheel of the class's lead ship, Admiral Hipper. Commissioned in 1939, the Blujo was built to skirt shipbuilding requirements after World War I. She was armed with 8 8-inch guns as her primary armament, though they would see little combat use. Blujo was tasked with leading the capture of the Norwegian capital of Oslo as part of the German invasion of Norway. On the fateful night of April 9, 1940, she slipped into the Oslo fjord. In the darkness of Drøbak Sound, the Norwegian Oscarsborg fortress and its 11-inch guns waited. Once the Blujo was spotted, Fortress Commander Birger Eriksen fired 2 shells, both of which struck the German cruiser. The first hit the Blujo in front of the aft mast and exploded inside of a magazine, while the latter struck the base of the forward turret. Bridge steering was disabled, and the fires from the shells caused sympathetic explosions. In another stroke of bad luck, the Germans were unaware of a hidden torpedo battery at the fortress. 2 torpedoes hit the Blujo, disabling her engines. As fires ravaged the ship, she eventually capsized and sank into the fjord. Casualties were such that the German task force withdrew, leaving Oslo to be captured by airborne troops and giving the Norwegian royal family enough time to escape. Number 3 on our list is HMS Hood. This British battlecruiser was commissioned in 1920, and it held the title of world's largest warship for 20 years. Her size and 8 15-inch guns earned her the moniker the Mighty Hood, though this belied her significant flaws. Her design was questioned from the very beginning, and she was the only ship of her class completed. Life on board was also especially hazardous. Additional armor made Hood prone to taking in seawater through ventilation shafts, which actually resulted in outbreaks of tuberculosis among the crew. However, all of this would come to a head on May 24, 1941, during the Battle of the Denmark Strait. Hood sailed with several other capital ships in pursuit of German convoy raiders, which included the infamous battleship Bismarck. When the two forces met, it took less than 10 minutes for the German ships Bismarck and Prinz Eugen to send Hood to the bottom of the sea. A shell from Bismarck is believed to have struck her magazine, causing a massive explosion. Hood sank in 3 minutes, taking all but 3 of her 1,418-man crew with her. In a twist of fate, bad luck would also follow the Bismarck, which is a bit of a bonus to this list. In the same battle, hits from the British battleship Prince of Wales damaged Bismarck's bow, reduced her speed, and created a significant oil leak. Meanwhile, reeling from the loss of Hood, Winston Churchill himself ordered all warships in the area to pursue Bismarck. The hunt persisted for days. On May 26th, aircraft from the British carrier Ark Royal attacked Bismarck with torpedoes. A lucky strike jammed her rudder, leaving her unmaneuverable and steaming in a circle. By May 27th, British battleships King George V and Rodney had caught up to the stricken Bismarck. In the duel that followed, Bismarck was badly damaged, and the surviving officers ordered the ship scuttled. Only 114 of her 2,200 crew survived. Second on the list is the USS Indianapolis. Completed in 1932, this American heavy cruiser served valiantly in World War II, but it's more well known for its unfortunate demise in the Pacific. On July 30th, 1945, Indianapolis was streaming to Leyte alone after a secret mission to Tinian, delivering vital parts for the atomic bomb that would be dropped on Hiroshima. Unfortunately, a Japanese submarine torpedoed her and she sank within 12 minutes. It's been estimated that 900 of her crew survived the sinking, but just over 300 would be rescued. Due to operational secrecy, miscommunication, and oversights, the Navy only learned of the loss after men were spotted in the open ocean some 3 days later. Many were lost to dehydration, hypothermia, and even shark attacks. The wreck of the Indianapolis was only discovered in 2017, and Wargaming did an incredible job of resurrecting the ship to fighting form, a process that takes months of work and research. But the most cursed ship on our list is a Fletcher-class destroyer with a seemingly innocuous name, the USS William D Porter. Like the Blujo, you won't find this ship by name in World of Warships, but 175 were built, and this story is just too bizarre to pass up. Commissioned in 1942, Willie D suffered an almost comical amount of bad luck during her service, including almost killing the U.S. president twice. On November 12, 1943, Willie D was scheduled to leave Norfolk, West Virginia to rendezvous with the battleship USS Iowa, which happened to be carrying President Franklin D. Roosevelt to the Cairo conference. While attempting to leave port, Willie D's anchor tore the railing and lifeboat mounts off of an adjacent destroyer. Not exactly a good start. The next day, a live depth charge randomly rolled off the deck in rough seas and exploded, allegedly washing away a sailor on board the Willie D and panicking everyone on board the nearby Iowa. 2 days later, during a training exercise, Willie D's crew accidentally launched a live torpedo at the Iowa after forgetting to remove the weapon's primer. Ordered to maintain radio silence, the crew tried desperately to signal the Iowa to change course, and well, they botched that too. Willie D ends up having to break radio silence just in the nick of time, and Iowa managed to avoid the torpedo. The destroyer's entire crew was allegedly arrested, but were given a reprieve by none other than Roosevelt himself. Later transferred to the Pacific Theater, Willie D actually served competently, but if you thought that was the end of Willie D's hard luck, you'd be wrong. During the Battle of Okinawa, the destroyer shot down several enemy planes while also managing to strafe the American destroyer USS Luce. Sadly, Willie D's final bit of bad luck would be her demise. On June 10, 1945, a Japanese kamikaze made a beeline for the destroyer. Willie D managed to evade the aircraft, which splashed down nearby. In true Willie D fashion, however, the airplane still somehow ended up underneath her and exploded. The blast crippled the ship, and she sank a few hours later. Yet, in a miraculous and perhaps well-deserved stroke of luck, none of Willie D's crew suffered any fatal injuries. Unsurprisingly, the U.S. Navy has never bestowed this name on another ship. Obviously, this isn't intended to be a comprehensive list of cursed ships, and with over 300 ships from 10 different nations in World of Warships, there are quite a few that you could talk about. Tell me in the comments which of these were the most interesting to you, or tell me a tale of another cursed ship you know of. And don't forget about that recruiting station contest and those rewards. The top winners in the contest can grab up to $5,000, so get started with the link in the video description. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, and make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell for the latest updates on all future videos. I'm going to have a couple more videos for World of Warships coming up here, so you won't want to miss those. As always, thanks for watching.